This is the 20 Minutes of Influence podcast with your host, Greg Jameson. Influencer marketing is the process of identifying, researching, engaging, and supporting the people who create high-impact conversations with your customers. On each episode, I talk with industry leaders, business rock stars, and internet celebrities who contribute their knowledge about influencing others and growing your influence. Welcome to the 20 Minutes of Influence podcast. I'm your host, Greg Jameson, and I have a special treat for you today. I've got a guest, and her name is Katrina Sawa. Katrina and I have just met, but I know that there's already some symbiosis here because she's got the same name as my daughter, so we're going to have some fun here today. We're going to talk all about entrepreneurship and specifically helping you grow your sales and selling more products online. So I'm just going to say, welcome, Katrina. I'm really excited that you are here with us today. And why don't you tell our listeners more about your background?
Thanks, Greg. Nice to be here. So I've been a business owner for 18 years. I can't even believe it's been that long. It's insane. I can't even imagine going back and getting a job. I have been in sales and marketing positions though, or doing sales and marketing since I was 16, with my first job. Always selling people up from like something, restaurant work, retail, whatever I did. I was always, offering the next thing or offering the add-on. So when I started my own business, it just made a lot of sense to okay, I got to teach you guys how to sell and market and promote yourself. So many people are scared to do that.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the things that I find most business owners are afraid to sell. And as a result of it, I think that most of us aren't very good at it either.
Yeah.
How do you get your clients to overcome that?
Well, it's a teachable, learnable thing, right? Sales skills are teachable. I learned way back when from Brian Tracy and Zig Ziglar tape cassettes, right? That's who my trainers were initially. And the people who taught me sales were listening to that kind of stuff too. So I think entrepreneurs these days are they're not afraid to sell, they're afraid to be salesy. And they don't want to come up like the used car salesman or the person that you see at the live networking event who just wants to sell you their stuff, right? And the more we're out here talking about not doing that, the more hopefully people are listening to not do that. But you can totally be authentic these days and feel good about offering a product, program, or service that you have to offer. You just have to be more confident in the transformation that you provide. If you take my 6-week course, you will result in this, or you'll get this out of this product, or you'll get that out of this. It's about the transformation and the outcome. That's what you're selling. You're not selling the specifics.
Yeah, I think that people that are really excited about the message that they are sharing with people are people that tend to do well simply because they're trying to help people. They're not really trying to sell them something. They're truly trying to help them.
When you're passionate, and when you're passionate about what you do, and whether I'm selling you this, this network marketing product, or I'm selling you lipstick, or I'm selling you my time or expertise, I have to be super excited. And because that's what people get excited and will want to then work with you rather than buy from somebody else who's like, well, you could buy this, I guess, or I have this. Let me know if you're interested. Don't do that. Don't say, let me know if you're interested. Say, are you ready to take action today? Would you like to have a try me out? Would you like to at least buy something today to get started? You gotta be a little bit more assertive with your words, I think.
And that's not being salesy when you do that then?
No, not if you're super passionate. If someone's literally saying they have a problem, I have pain in my knee. Okay, and I'm a doTERRA salesperson, whatever, essential oils, right? I would be like, oh my God, you have to get the deep blue rub. You have to. It's going to help the pain in your knee. You're going to I would be like, just fired up about it, right? So if you don't, no one's gonna buy your stuff. You know, who's gonna promote it but you? Your dog, your brother, your 10-year-old. Your 10-year-old actually might.
Just because they listen to their parents.
Right. My 11-year-old, oh my God, when we have a fundraising thing at school, or back when she was in school and she had these fundraisers, I taught her how to make sales conversations and call the relatives and say, okay, I need you to buy cookie dough or whatever, or I'm emailing you a magazine thing. I need you to pick some stuff out and help me with this fundraiser. And I would tell her the words. It's the words. Anybody can learn the words on how to make it more assertive and efficient to do a sales conversation or to offer something. But yeah, it takes practice. It takes a little bit of training and a little bit of practice.
Okay, so I can see how this makes a difference if we're doing a one-on-one type of a sales thing, and you're trying to sell me something or I'm trying to sell you something, and we're passionate about what we're selling, and we portray that passion. But most of us, especially in the internet world today, seems like we're not involved as much in these one-on-one sales. Instead, we're doing a one-to-many sales situation.
Yeah.
And we need to automate a lot of these tasks. What do you recommend that we do in those regards?
Video. Put a video on your website where you're talking to the one person, right? It's like, oh, I'm so glad you came to this page. That means you're interested in the blank that I'm offering. Oh, and you really, if you're interested in that, then you're probably having trouble with this, or you have this problem, or you want this solution. And boy, is this going to help you. You really want to read the page and the details and get signed up below. And if you have any questions, call me, because I will totally talk to you if you have anything that's not explained on this page, right? That's how you get personal with your web pages. You have to put a video. I have a video on almost every page of my website now.
Yeah, I think that's huge. And, you know, I tell people that when they have an online store as well, that everybody has pictures of their products. But if you go up there and you put a video of yourself showing the product and you're holding it, whatever it might be, you know, I really recommend that you buy this phone and here's all the features, and let me show you this and that.
Right.
It, again, it's, you're conveying the passion, but not only that, the video really helps to engage the audience, I think. And
totally.
It's much better than just sticking a picture up of any product.
Yeah. And if you have an online store, it might be a little different because you're going to have to click, you know, it's not like we're shopping at Target here. We got different websites and we can actually put more information on the web page usually. And you want to. You don't want to be like just one sentence and a price and then click now button, because that doesn't really sell as much anymore. You have to answer people's questions on a website. And if they don't get all their questions answered, all of them, then they're not buying.
Yeah. And not only that, it seems like so many websites are selling the same kinds of products. It might be a slightly different thing. It might be something that you made instead of somebody else, you know, whatever it might be. I've got, I don't know, let's just look here.
The mask. I was just going to say the mask.
No, I don't have a mask, but a mask is actually a good example. You know,
right?
Lots of people have masks now. It's a commodity item.
Right. Oh my God. But there are people making them left and right. Why should I buy your mask and not this one? And I want to know what's on the edge, because these little things hurt on the ears. It's like, and you know, so show me that your quality and that it stretches long enough so it doesn't hurt my ears. Like, you got to talk like this about the concerns, because now we've all worn them and we have good and bad things we like and don't like. Right. So you want to talk about the different features and benefits perhaps, but also relate to the customer while they're there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I actually had a guest on this show recently that actually a very well-known guest, Guy Kawasaki, who says that if you've got a really great product, people are going to start to share that with other people anyway,
Right.
which I agree with him to a point, but we also have this situation where we might be really passionate about what we're selling. You might have the very best mask out there, and it does everything that it's supposed to do, and it looks cool and it's comfortable and people really like it, and you're super passionate about it. But at some point, especially in the beginning, we have to let people know that we have this product in the first place.
Right. Otherwise, you're the best kept secret, right?
Exactly. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, I want to talk about that and get your reactions on how it is that we should be promoting our products and selling to people without being salesy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll be right back after this. Hi, I'm Greg Jameson, the host of the 20 Minutes of Influence podcast. Every week, I not only have the opportunity, but the real privilege of interviewing experts in their field, true thought leaders, and I get to share this information with you. The purpose of this is really to help you sell more of your products and services online, which is the core premise of my primary business, Web Stores Limited. At Web Stores, we go out and we create e-commerce websites for small businesses. Plus, we do internet marketing and digital advertising for those businesses to really help them sell more online. We have a whole number of resources and tools designed to help make this process easier for businesses, probably much like yours. I've been the author of several #1 best-selling books, including Amazon's Dirty Little Secrets and The Influencer Effect, plus a whole series of online courses if you want to learn how to do this stuff yourself. The best way to remain in contact with me, besides subscribing to this podcast, of course, is to simply go to gregjameson.com/free gift, where I have a special offer for you simply because you are a valued listener to this podcast. Thanks again, and now let's get back to today's episode. Welcome back to the 20 Minutes of Influence podcast. My guest today is Katrina Sawa. And right before the break, Katrina and I were talking about how is it that we get past this idea of being the world's best kept secret? How do we let people know what we have in the first place?
Well, I tell you, there's more to do ever than there was. When I first started, we hardly even had websites. We didn't have social media. We didn't have videos, none of that. It was so much simpler. You just went to a live event, or you knocked on doors, or you called somebody, or you got a list of prospects and you would call or maybe email them, and people would actually open their emails back then because there wasn't so much spam. And that's how you did business, right? And I started my business before I even knew anything about online marketing, and I was just marketing to the local area in Sacramento, California. I would knock on businesses' doors. I'd meet them at the chamber events, and I would go to events and meet people. And honestly, even in this day now, especially more than ever, there are online networking events every day, all day long. You could literally go to an online business networking event anywhere, like every single day, you guys. Seriously, I go to at least 4 to 6 networking events a week, not a month, a week right now, because I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to get dressed up. I don't have to, schmooze before and after. I can just click on and click off as soon as it's over. And I am very efficient with my time. I meet a ton of people. I'm chatting with them in the chat room. I'm taking it to phone calls. They're signing up for calls with me, like get to know each other calls, right? The follow-up kind of calls. I'm talking to people. We're making arrangements to do podcast interviews, to do Facebook Lives together, to buy each other stuff or refer each other or share each other stuff on social media. There's so many opportunities. It's ridiculous.
Well, I definitely think that the old school stuff that you were talking about there is still super important, even if we take it digitally, because of
Yep.
the fact that you're building up that know, like, and trust factor, and that's how people obviously buy from you. It seems
100%.
like, people want to have more than that, though. I think, they want people to just kind of naturally come to their website and start buying stuff from you without spending all this time and effort building up that know, like, and trust factor. And it really doesn't work that way. I mean, there are companies out there that sell, huge amounts of products. You might look at an Amazon and say, well, certainly Jeff Bezos isn't out there building up this know, like, and trust factor with every single customer before they buy. But as a company, they actually have done that over a period of time.
Yeah, well, most of us small business owners definitely can't relate to Amazon's success, right? That level of success. So do you have to go networking? No. Yes, you can have a website with click and buy buttons and online programs and online funnels and opt-in boxes that lead to autoresponders that drive sales. But then you have to drive traffic to the website. So how do you drive traffic to the website? Well, there's free ways and there's paid ways. I'm all about free first, then pay. What can you do for free? And then where do you need to invest in order to get in front of enough people? So the things that I talk about typically are the free or really low cost things. You can certainly do Facebook ads and SEO, like paid SEO search stuff to drive traffic to your website. I've done a little bit of those, but I don't do that because most of the people that will buy from me, I sell high-end programs for the most part. I have low stuff too, but what I really focus on is the high end. And so in order for people to buy that, they're not coming randomly from the internet. They're going to come in from a networking event or a referral or a webinar or some kind of warm introduction. Like there's going to be someone in my circles that's going to invite me to something, and that's how I'm going to meet the someone. That's where I'm coming from. Certainly if you're a website and you sell all different kinds of socks or promotional products, or you have gift items, yeah, you're going to need to probably do some other types of marketing perhaps. But you can also do what I talk about with referral source marketing. A lot of referral source marketing it's not just affiliate marketing. Referral source marketing, old school, is where you build a prospect list and you directly market to those people. I just paused because you wanted to.
No, that's good. So obviously you and I agree that your website is really the hub of where you do business on the internet. You can be on all these social media platforms, and you can really even be doing your networking stuff and so on, but your own website is the hub of where transactions actually take place. So can you tell us about what you would recommend people do to improve their websites?
Oh, how much time do you have? So I look at people's websites almost every day because I'm in calls and stuff like that. And people say, well, just go to my website and find my thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm on your website, can't find the thing, a little complicated, a little outdated. There's so many things, right? Do not do your own website. Like the days of doing your own website, they're over. You can't do that. You got to focus on the sales and marketing stuff. Let somebody else create your website first. Then you have to get to the point. You literally have maybe 3 seconds for a new visitor. You got to design your website for the people who have no idea who you are. No idea who you are. The people that have already met you or have introduced you or referred to you, they'll take a few moments to find something. The brand new people coming from the internet or Facebook or social media, they got no time for you. If you don't explain in in your header of your website, like what you do and who it's for and why they should care, all in a header without scrolling, you've lost them already. So there's that. And if you're not offering something for free to get on your email list and to get into your world, then they could just look around, watch some videos, and then leave and never come back. So those are the initial things to look for. And most people fail in most of those areas. And they can be easy, inexpensive fixes, you guys. Easy, inexpensive fixes. I'm all about free first, then pay, right? But those are the biggies.
Yeah, I would take that even a step further. And so many people always just say, go to my website, abc.com, xyz.com. And in reality, that may not be telling the story that you want to tell. You should really drive people to a specific page on your website.
Yes.
Certainly if it's a link, don't take them to your homepage, take them to the page. If you're selling, you talked earlier about essential oils. If you're selling essential oils on your website, you've got this knee problem or whatever you were saying, take them to the page where it's got the oil for the knee problem.
Right? I know, right? And that's a whole nother thing about network marketers. They typically don't go and design their own website. They just have a link to a parent company website. That's a mistake. Like, you don't want to just send somebody to the parent company website, even though it is linked to your name and your name and phone number might be in the top right-hand corner. That's not enough. You need to have your own website these days because your website has to be the hub of your business. Now, if you're a network marketer and you sell one product, you can still have an about page. You can still talk about maybe you donate to charity, maybe you volunteer. Why are you so passionate about this particular product? Put information on the page and then take them over to the parent company once they've gotten to know you. Put some videos on there. You can't do any of this on the parent company website. So you got to do that, especially if you're a network marketing. But even for online retailers, you got to get a little bit more personal. Put the picture of whoever owns the website. I am not buying from you unless it's like a big store like Target or Amazon or something. If it's a small business operation website, I am not buying from you or even referring you if your picture is not on there of the owner of the business. Then people don't think about it. And if it doesn't have any contact information, it just has a contact form, but there's no phone number, no email, no state, city, or address or anything, you could be a fly-by-night for all I know. Don't do that. That's a mistake.
I have found it interesting as I've worked with clients over the years, and I've had people tell me that they don't want their phone number on their website. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, somebody might call me then. And I'm like, no kidding.
Well, yeah. And if you're a plumber, please put it on the top of every page. Okay. Cause that's an urgent emergency type of service. But if you're not a plumber or something, you don't put it on the top of your page. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your phone number unless we have a question for you. We will look in your contact page to find the information to call you if we're interested. But if it's not an urgent thing, hide that stuff. It's not important. What's important is getting people to sign up for free stuff on your website. So you get them on an email list and then take mailing address too. I'm doing a giveaway for the month of July, and I'm giving away free books, like copies of my book, both of them. But the reason I'm doing that is because anybody can ask for their name and email, and they did enter their name and email to get some other free stuff. But if they want the physical copy, they actually have to put their mailing address in and their phone number. That's how I'm getting a bigger database of more information, because you got to be mailing people nowadays on a regular basis for follow-up, for ongoing marketing. You got to stick something in the mail, not just the one thing, but like ongoing. So that's a huge part of what a lot of people are not doing is direct mail.
Yeah, the whole idea of a freebie is something that so many people don't really get that idea. I go to so many websites and people have this immediate annoying pop-up that says sign up for my email list. I'm like, I'm already on 600 email lists. I don't need to sign up for another email list. Now, if they did, like you're saying there, and say, hey, I've got a free book here, and this is what it's going to do for you. Give me your address and I'll send you one. people will do that all day long.
Right? A real book? You're going to send me a real book? Like some people are emailing me saying, you're really sending me a book? Like they're confused because everybody else is just giving an online digital something. I'm like, yeah, you know why? Because it's memorable, because I'm going to stand out amongst all the other people giving free gifts. There's 30 or 40 people. Guess what? You're going to have something of mine in your house. Nobody else is getting in your house. I'm getting in your house, right? Who's a smarter marketer? You have to spend a couple bucks to mail a book, but it's worth it in the long run. If you got to think about the long end goal, you got to think about what's in it for the client, right? What's a client worth to you? And
books are absolutely huge, as you and I both know. It's something that people tend to not throw away. Like you said, you're in their house. There's a picture of you on the book. There's your contact information in the book. It's something that lives forever. So anybody that's listening to this, I don't care if you're a plumber or you're selling widgets in your online store, you need a book. Yeah, totally. Or get a chapter in a book. You know, you don't have to write the whole book. So I'm in a lot of compilation books, and I run compilation books now too, but it's a way to be a published author, and you just have to write one chapter. It's simple. Okay, so we are about out of time here. Before we close this up, is there any last words that you want to share with the people listening today? Oh, you're funny, Greg. I could share for 4 days. There you go. I would only say, like, you know, people that are really successful are passionate, excited, and they make decisions quickly. Like they evaluate their options and they make a decision. So if you're sitting on a decision, if you're in indecision is a decision. It's a decision to stay procrastinating and self-sabotage. So do something, get active, take a next step, do the thing you know you need to do, get the help you need to get done, and get going and jumpstart your business. Totally agree. How can people stay in touch with you? Or how can they get your free book? They have to get on my email list right away, because that's the only way right now. But they can go to jumpstartyourmarketing.com is the main website. There is a free thing on that homepage. They can also do /free trainings, and there's additional free gifts there. All different topics, website, publishing, if you want to publish your own book, speaking, whatever it is you want to do. Yeah, so much. Sounds great. I'll make sure that it's in the show notes. Thanks. And thanks a lot, Katrina, for being here today. Thanks for having me. Thanks for listening to today's episode of 20 Minutes of Influence. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please leave a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you are interested in booking myself as a speaker at one of your events, or are interested in any of my coaching programs, please visit gregjameson.com.